Hey everyone, welcome back to Post Office English, sending mail made easy. I'm Emily, happy you're here, and today we're talking about real-life post office moments. Simple, useful, and very doable.
And I'm Zach. Quick favor, if you enjoy learning with us, hit follow or subscribe so you never miss an episode. Today's goal is confidence at the counter, from buying a stamp to tracking a package.
Picture this. You walk in, the doorbell rings, and you see the counter ahead. The counter is the service desk where the clerk helps you. You join the line, take a breath, and think, okay, I can do this.
Last week, I mailed a birthday card to my niece in Canada. I asked the clerk, "How much is a stamp for international mail?" A stamp is the little sticker that shows you paid. Simple question, and it worked perfectly.
That reminds me, yesterday I stood in a long queue. Queue just means the line of people waiting. I checked politely, "Excuse me, is this the right line for parcels?" A parcel is a small package. The woman nodded, and I relaxed.
The clerk offered me standard or priority delivery. Priority is faster. Standard is cheaper and slower. I said, "Standard is fine, it's not urgent." Clear, short sentences helped a lot, and the clerk smiled because it was easy to understand.
I made one mistake, my handwriting. The address was messy, so the clerk couldn't read the apartment number. I said, "Let me rewrite that." Writing in clear block letters saved time, and it felt good to fix it on the spot.
For a small box I sent, I asked, "Could I get a tracking number and a receipt, please?" A tracking number lets you follow the package online. A receipt is your proof of payment. Two tiny words, big peace of mind.
Oh, and fragile. I mailed a ceramic mug and told the clerk, "It's fragile." Fragile means easy to break. She added a sticker and said she'd mark it carefully. One word can protect your gift from a rough ride.
Quick recap. Counter, queue, stamp, parcel, standard, priority, tracking number, receipt, fragile. These words cover most everyday needs. We'll keep things simple and polite so you feel comfortable speaking up.
Speaking of comfort, think about the last time you mailed something. What went well? What was confusing? Stick with us, hit follow if you haven't, and let's make the next post office trip smoother than the last.
Ready to dive in? Up next, we'll start right at the counter with short, natural phrases for prices and delivery times. No stress, just clear talk that works. All right, let's get into the phrases that actually help at the counter. When I step up, I usually start simple. "Could you weigh this, please?" Then I ask, "How much is the postage?" And, if needed, "What are my options?"
Last month, I mailed visa documents, and I kept it calm and clear. I said, "Could you weigh this, please?" Then, "How much is postage for express?" Express just means very fast. The clerk gave me an estimate. An estimate is a best guess for time and price.
I sent a care package to my brother and asked, "What's the cheapest way to send this?" The clerk said standard. I followed with, "Is tracking included? If not, how much extra is tracking?" Included simply means it's part of the price, not separate.
Here's how it sounded at my counter. I said, "Hi there, I'd like to send this letter to France." She asked, "Standard or priority?" I asked, "What's the difference?" Priority is faster and usually more expensive. Standard is slower but cheaper. Clear and easy.
Prices can feel fuzzy, so I go step by step. "How much is it to Germany, please?" Then, "Is there a size limit?" A limit is the maximum allowed. When the clerk told me the total, I said, "Great, I'll go with standard. Card is okay?"
Delivery times are key. I ask, "How long does delivery take?" Or, "When will it arrive?" If I'm sending within the country, I check, "Is there next day?" When the clerk said 2 to 4 days, I repeated 2 to 4 to confirm. Confirm means make sure.
Acronyms can be confusing. I once saw a label with EMS. I asked, "What does EMS mean?" The clerk said, "Express Mail Service." I also asked, "Is a signature required?" Signature means you write your name to prove you received the item.
I waited in a long queue and practiced in my head. Weigh it, price, options. At the counter, I kept sentences short. One request, then pause. Short sentences help the clerk understand quickly, and honestly, they help me breathe.
Quick recap. Could you weigh this? How much is the postage? Standard or priority? What's the difference? What's the cheapest option? Is tracking included? How long does it take? Is a signature required? These cover prices, times, and options nicely.
I like a tiny microscript on my phone. Hello, I need to send this small parcel. What's the cheapest option with tracking? How long to Italy? If it's affordable, I'll choose priority. A microscript is just a short note that keeps you calm.
Polite words do a lot. Starting with please and could sets a friendly tone, and a small smile helps too. Speaking of that, next we'll move into a short role play so you can hear how these phrases flow in real conversations. Ready for a mini role play? Let's do 2 quick scenes. First, mailing a letter. Second, sending a small parcel. I'll play the customer at the counter, and you be the clerk, Emily.
Got it. I'm the clerk behind the counter. Scene 1. A simple letter. Whenever you're ready, step up to the window.
Hello, I'd like to send this letter to France.
Of course. Would you like standard or priority?
What's the difference?
Priority is faster and a bit more expensive, around 3 to 5 days. Standard is cheaper, about a week.
Standard, please. How much is the postage?
€1.80. Do you need tracking for this letter?
No tracking, thanks. Could you weigh it, please?
It's under 20 grams. Please write the address clearly in block letters.
Here you go. Is card okay?
Card is fine. Here's your stamp and your receipt. Anything else today?
That's all. Thanks a lot.
Quick recap of the letter. I asked about options, price, and weight, then paid and got a receipt. Short sentences made it smooth. What's the difference? How much is the postage? Is card okay? Simple, polite, clear.
Scene 2. A small parcel with tracking. Same roles. This time, imagine a small gift box going overseas to Japan.
Hello, how can I help you today?
I'd like to send this small parcel to Japan.
What's inside? Any liquids or batteries?
It's a scarf. No liquids, no batteries. It's a gift.
Great. Would you like tracking or signature on delivery?
Tracking, yes. Is signature required?
Signature is optional. Tracking adds €2. Tracking plus signature adds 3.
I'll take tracking only. How long does delivery take?
2 to 4 business days with priority. About a week with standard.
Priority, please. And could you mark it fragile?
Sure, I'll add a fragile sticker. Please fill out this simple customs form. Sender, recipient, contents, and value. Contents just means what's inside.
Done. What's the total today?
€12 with tracking. Card or cash?
Card, please. Could I have the tracking number and a receipt?
Here you go. Tracking number is printed on the receipt. Anything else I can do?
That's everything. Thank you.
Nice. That parcel scene covered key moves, saying what's inside, choosing priority, asking for tracking, and using the word fragile. We also touched on the customs form, very common for international parcels.
Micro recap. Options, price, time, extras. One request at a time, with please and a short pause, keeps the conversation calm. Speaking of calm, next we'll dig into simple ways to clarify and confirm details without stress. Let's talk about polite clarification at the post office. Repeating, spelling, and confirming details. These small moves lower stress and prevent mistakes before your letter or parcel even leaves the counter.
Quick story. A package of mine came back because I wrote the wrong postcode. At the counter, I said, "Sorry, could you say that again?" And then, "Just to confirm, is it 11235?" Postcode means the area's number. The clerk slowed down, repeated each digit, and I rewrote it clearly. Problem solved.
That reminds me of numbers that sound close. I once mixed up 13 and 30. I asked, "Did you say 13 or 30?" Then I checked the street. "Could you spell it, please?" The clerk said, "Sargent." I echoed, "S as in sun?" Clear, calm, done.
Spelling tricks help. I use double for repeated letters. It's Bell, Bell. Double just means two of the same letter together. It saves time and stops confusion. If a name is unfamiliar, I confirm gently. Let me check I have it right. Yuki? Yuki? People appreciate the effort because it shows respect and care.
I like slow echoing too. The clerk says, "Apartment 3B." I repeat, "Apartment 3B." That echo shows I heard correctly and keeps us in sync, especially when the place is noisy.
When the price is unclear, I say, "Could you repeat the total?" Then I restate. "So it's $8.50? Restating means saying the idea again in your own words to make sure it's right.
If someone speaks fast, I keep it soft. "Sorry, I didn't catch that. Could you speak a little slower?" It's polite, short, and it works almost every time.
I also say, "One moment, I'm writing it down." That tiny signal buys time. The clerk usually pauses, and I can write numbers and names without pressure.
Mini recap. Repeat, spell, echo, and confirm. Use clear numbers, 1-3 versus 3-0, and ask for slower speech if needed. Short, polite sentences keep the exchange smooth and friendly.
Do you ever ask for the receipt name to be spelled? I sometimes say, "Could you spell your name for the receipt, please?" Receipt is the paper proof you paid, handy if something goes wrong.
I do, and I finish with, "Thanks for your patience." Patience means staying calm while you wait. Speaking of that, next we'll look at forms and addresses, what to write, where to write it, so your mail arrives safely.
Before we move on, keep a tiny note on your phone. Repeat the number, spell the street, echo the apartment, confirm the total. 4 calm steps, and the whole conversation feels easier.
Let's get hands-on with forms and addresses. When I'm at the counter, I slow down and check 4 things: names, numbers, postcode, and country. Clear writing saves time and keeps mail moving in the right direction.
Speaking of that, I had a box returned because I forgot the apartment number. I felt so annoyed with myself. Now I always write in block letters and double-check the flat or unit. One tiny line can decide everything.
My layout is simple. Recipient's name on the first line, street and apartment on the second, city and postcode on the third, and country in capitals on the last. Recipient just means the person who receives the mail.
And don't forget the sender, your own address. I usually put the return address in the top left corner or on the back flap. If space allows, I add a phone number, just in case there's a delivery question.
For international parcels, the customs form is key. The clerk once told me, "Be specific." So I wrote wool scarf, not stuff. I added the value means the price, and ticked gift. Clear details speed up the border check.
Abbreviations are fine if they're common. Street for street, avenue for avenue, apartment for apartment. But I keep numbers clear. I say 0, not letter O. If a postcode has spaces, I copy them exactly as shown.
Pens matter more than we think. I carry a black pen, write big enough to read, and avoid cursive. I leave space around the postcode so the barcode sticker doesn't cover it later.
Do you also underline the country? I do, lightly. And if I'm unsure about order, some countries put postcode first, I ask the clerk, what's the best format? A quick check saves a headache.
On forms, I pause before signing. I scan for 4 boxes: contents, quantity, value, and weight. If I don't know the exact weight, I leave it blank and ask them to weigh it at the counter.
Tiny fix that helps? Remove old labels if you're reusing a box. I once sent something with a faded barcode still on it, confusing for the scanner. Fresh tape and clean surfaces make everything easier to read.
Quick recap: clear block letters, full recipient and sender, exact postcode, country in capitals, and simple, specific customs details. Those steps turn a messy form into a friendly map for your mail.
One more thing. I keep a mini checklist on my phone. Name, street and number, apartment, city, postcode, country, contact, customs. I tick each one as I write. It keeps my brain quiet in a busy lobby.
All right, forms don't have to be scary. Clear writing and one calm check at the end is usually enough. Up next, we'll handle tracking and common problems, delays, missing receipts, and what to say when things go sideways. Let's talk about tracking and small problems, because they happen. When a package moves through the system, I check the status once a day. If something looks strange, I stay calm and ask simple questions.
I had a parcel that stayed in transit for 3 days. In transit just means it's moving between places. On day 4, it changed to out for delivery, which means it's on the truck and arriving soon. No panic needed.
One time I lost the paper receipt. At the counter, I said, "I mailed a parcel yesterday. Could you reprint the receipt?" The clerk found it with my tracking number. Receipt is your proof of postage. Tiny paper, big help.
I also take a quick photo of the receipt and the barcode. If the ink fades, I still have the picture. Email confirmations are great too. I star the message so it's easy to find.
Once my parcel was delayed at customs. Customs is the border check. I went to the branch and said, "Could you check if more details are needed?" Turned out the contents and value weren't clear. I added, "Cotton t-shirt, €15," and it moved.
I've seen a status sit for days with no change. I asked the clerk, "Is there an update on this reference number?" Reference just means ID. She called the depot, confirmed it arrived, and the next scan appeared that evening.
When I'm unsure, I keep it simple. Could you check the tracking on your system? If it's missing for a week, I ask, "Can we start an investigation?" That word sounds big, but it's just the post office looking for your item.
I did lose a parcel once. The clerk gave me a claim form. I filled in sender, recipient, value, and the receipt photo. I stayed polite and patient, and they gave a partial refund 2 weeks later.
Another time, the address was wrong by 1 digit. I asked for redelivery to the correct number, or hold for pickup at the office. Hold for pickup means they keep it there and you show ID to collect it.
Tiny habits help. Keep the receipt photo, save the tracking screenshot, and set an alert for status changes. If you see out for delivery, be ready, or tell a neighbor to receive it.
Quick recap: tracking number, receipt, clear contents and value, and polite questions. Check, confirm, investigate, or hold for pickup. Short sentences make the tough moments easier for everyone at the counter.
Most delays fix themselves with one clear step. Keep your proof, ask kindly, and breathe. In a moment, we'll wind down with final advice so your next trip feels smooth from start to finish.
Before we wrap up, quick recap. We covered prices and delivery times, chose between standard and priority, filled forms clearly, used tracking, and stayed polite when clarifying details. Small steps added up to smooth trips.
Speaking of small steps, here's a tiny plan. Prepare a microscript on your phone, carry a black pen, and take a photo of your receipt. Those 3 habits make the counter feel friendly, not stressful.
I also like a pre-mail checklist. Address, postcode, country and capitals, return address, and if it's international, contents and value. Then I ask myself, do I need tracking or signature? One glance, and I'm ready.
That reminds me of when I started sending one postcard every Friday. It was tiny, cheap, and fun. After a month, my confidence changed. Short lines at the counter felt easy, almost automatic.
What did you usually write on those postcards, Emily? Short notes or full stories?
Super short. Hello from Madrid. Weather sunny. Miss you. I asked for a stamp, paid, and said thanks. Simple words, postcard, stamp, counter, became part of my day. That familiarity kept my nerves quiet.
For anyone listening, go with a friend once. While you wait, whisper your plan. Weigh, price, options, time, pay. It's like a calm rehearsal, and it turns into a real, confident conversation at the window.
And try non-peak hours. Mornings or late afternoons can be quieter. Bring that mini checklist. Name, street and number, apartment, city, postcode, country, contents, value. One calm check at the end saves a second trip.
If something goes wrong, no drama. Say, could you check the tracking? Or, can you hold it for pickup? Keep photos of your receipt and barcode. Those tiny proofs make solutions fast and simple.
Final nudge. Send one small thing this week. A postcard, a letter, or a gift. Tell us how it went and what felt easy in the comments. Your story can help the next person in line.
Thanks for spending time with us today. If this helped, follow or subscribe, share it with a friend, and we'll see you next time. May your stamps stick, your lines be short, and your packages arrive safely.